It is literally midnight right now. And I even closed my computer and everything, but I was like, you know what? I have to film this video now because I just remembered. So today, this is a mess. I even posted a reminder because that's how important it was, but you can read the title so you know that I am reacting to your unpopular opinions. I have it I have them sorted by newest first, because if I don't, it doesn't show all of the comments, but hopefully I will be able to respond to these, and I will tell you if they are trash, I will tell you if they are good, I will tell you if I agree, disagree, and if they are unpopular or not, because I am the decider of all of these things. Yeah, I really don't know. It's midnight, so this is about to be really chaotic, but I might even do another one of these if if people want it, I might do it more. School started and it's actually kicking my ass. Like, it's kicking my ass, so I don't know. I don't know what to do about that, but we are going to start, and yep. It's a very smooth intro. Okay, so first unpopular opinions. Thankfully, people submitted multiple, and 11 people commented, so I got a good amount. Anyways, I ship MK and Emma from just their moments. I mean, honestly, I could see why you would, because their moments are kind of funny. Like when Emma is like, it's okay, I knew you helped me, and he's like, oh, thanks, Emma. You could have said that before they left. Like, MK is such a bitch. And for what? Maybe she wouldn't have gotten eliminated if she actually made friends with Emma. But anyways, I mean, I can't necessarily say I ship them, so I guess I do disagree in that aspect, but I definitely could see why you ship them. Duncan is not in the top 10 strongest characters in total drama. I don't know what strongest means, if it means like best, or if it means like physically strongest or strongest game player. I'm going to address all three. Physically strongest, definitely not. Strongest as in best, yeah, I would put him in the top 10. I think he's good. I think he contributes to every season he's in positively for at least parts of it, except maybe All-Stars. But we don't talk about that. And then what's top 10 strongest game player? Yeah, I think he's kind of an all-rounder. He can use strategy, he is decent to good at challenges, and his social game honestly isn't that terrible. Like, he can rub people the wrong way, but he could also make friends and connections, so I don't think it's that bad. Okay, this next one. Stacy is better than Courtney as a character. Well, I definitely disagree because I stan Courtney, but maybe it's because their name is Gwen Spooky. But yeah, I actually like Courtney a lot, and I might talk more about Courtney in another unpopular opinions video, because I have something specific to say about Courtney and her arc, I guess you could call it. But yeah, I definitely disagree, especially because Stacy. Okay, well, Stacy is a queen. Like, we don't slander Stacy on this channel. But yeah, I would have to disagree with that. I hate Bowie. Tell me why the way I read that made me scream, and I wasn't even planning it. I hate Bowie. I mean, what more is there to say? I definitely don't hate Bowie. I think he has. I mean, I guess there could be hateable aspects about him. Like near the beginning of the season, they are kind of like, see, this is the gay character. You know, I can get kind of old, but I think he stands as his own character pretty well. And I do actually. He has like bumped down a couple spots on my rankings since the last time I did the tier list. So I definitely would still disagree, but I do think he has gotten. I just think his lines and his personality maybe aren't as good as I would like it to be, because I like his strategic side and his little villainous arc and his friendship with Emma, but I think his like base personality is just not that great. So hopefully they can focus more on him like being strategic and like sneaky and stuff in season 2 and stuff like that. So I definitely disagree with that. So I disagree with basically like all of these. I just smacked my computer. Yeah, I would say I disagree with like every single one of these. So good job, they're unpopular. Even though I disagree, which means they are bad. Just kidding. Okay, anyways. Who's this? This person left multiple comments, which me, IRL. Owen is super. Okay, wait, I should read their username first. I'm not professional at all. Heather, oh, okay, never mind. We're not reading it. That was a bad idea. Owen is super overused character. He should ends up 5th in TDI, same as his first TDA elimination, and 10th in Total Drama World Tour, but his placement in Ridonculous Race was fine, I guess. I think I disagree with like almost all of these. 5th in TDI, I like Owen as a winner. I don't think he's like the best character, but I think for first season, Owen and Gwen is the best finalist pair, and you can't really mess with it. I just think it works, especially for what they were going for. It was perfect. Samus's first TDA elimination. I do agree with this. I think he should have stayed eliminated and not come back, because it was kind of it was very unneeded. And then he got to the Final 4/Final 3, even though he won last season. That was like completely ridiculous. I hope they kind of learn their mistakes from that in this new reboot and don't like have one character go far every single time, kind of ridiculously, and when they don't need to. 10th place in World Tour. I'm not sure what place Tyler got. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. The tapping of the keyboard. Okay. None of this is helping. Okay, you know what? That's a bust. But anyways, I probably agree. I think he could have been eliminated a little bit earlier, and maybe had Tyler go further. And I actually disagree with this part, because I watched Ridonculous Race recently, and I really don't like Noah and Owen in that season. Like, Owen's voice actor sounds like he can't do the voice anymore, so it just sounds annoying, and the lines of him weren't that good. And Noah's plot with Emma was horrible. Like, it was so annoying, and I didn't like it, so maybe that's another hot take, but I'm not necessarily sure people like it. And that was kind of off topic, but I would say I like half agree with this and half disagree, because it's like a multi-part one. But their next one is people cannot see the fact Amy tried to kill her own sister. Wait, do they mean Sammy? Because Sammy tried to kill her. I don't know what this opinion is specifically trying to say. Did Amy actually try to kill Sammy? I don't know. Maybe she made it. I think maybe they made a joke about that. Like, she tried to kill her when she was a baby. Family friendly content, but I don't know how to respond to this. People cannot see the fact Amy tried to kill her own sister. Maybe I should agree, because I cannot see the fact that she tried to kill her own sister, because I don't know what they are talking about. Courtney is super overhated. Yeah, I mean, I agree, especially because I just said that I really love Courtney. Yeah, Courtney is a character that tons and tons of people hate, and that's another one where I wouldn't suspect that people would hate her, but kind of like Sugar. But unlike Sugar, Courtney definitely does have a dedicated fan base, and I guess you could say I'm one of those Bahubas. Okay, Lego Boy Webkins. I know this person, so they're iconic. I know this guy. They should have brought back Katie and Sadie for another season and possibly better their characters. Yeah, I mean, Katie and Sadie are kind of characters, but Total Drama Action. Okay, speaking of Total Drama Action down here, we'll get to that in a second. But Total Drama Action like has way too few competitors for how many episodes there are. Like, they had Izzy return, and they had Owen return, and they had Courtney debut. Like, it was completely ridiculous. So yeah, you could put Katie and Sadie in action and like put them on separate teams so that they have time to develop away from each other. And then that would solve two problems. It would solve Total Drama Action being not having enough players for the amount of episodes it has, and also Katie and Sadie sucking. So yeah, you could put them in World Tour, but if you were gonna add someone in World Tour, I'd rather have Evo. So yeah. Also Total Drama Action, arrow sign. I think I'm so funny. But anyways, yeah, I disagree, because I think Total Drama Action is pretty poorly written and not that well paced, even though it has a lot of iconic moments, and yeah, it has a lot of good things about it, but the pacing is just not that good, and the storylines, some of the storylines just didn't go anywhere. Like Lindsay, that was Bahuba. Wait, no one knows what Bahuba is. I should stop saying that, but yeah. Anyway, so I would disagree with this, and I would agree with this one, so you get half points for being slightly correct. Pepsi Cannot says the old characters may not ever return, and people should expect it. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I don't think they would return for a like competition necessarily. Like, they might in asterisks do it for like they might do some reunion special, especially because they canceled reunion. So maybe they're planning to do something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I would say I agree with this character. People should expect them to not return, because I wouldn't be surprised if they did not return. All right, Clover Luck Camp official, and this is so many, and they're just very in depth. So Ripper isn't that annoying. I know he's a fart machine. Besides that, he's actually a funny character. His interaction were funny, but I don't think he needed to stay that long in the game. I think he's a funny character when he's not farting, but I still think there are other funnier characters. So it's not like, yeah, it definitely would be unpopular. I think Ripper is starting to have more fans come out of the woodworks, and they're coming out like cockroaches. But yeah, I think he's starting to be more of a controversial character more than an unpopular character. But I would still say this unpopular. But I would say he's hid too long in the game as well, and his interactions were funny. I do agree with that. Lindsay's elimination on All Starts was kind of fair. I hated how they made her more stupid than normal, but with a season full of powerhouses, stronger contestants, Lindsay will probably be out early. Yeah, I 100% agree with this. I used to be mad about it because I was like, no, Lindsay should go further, but yeah, it's fair for her to be the first boot. So yeah, I completely agree. Zoe is kind of bland. I just get the hype for Hoey. All she does is just be around Mike or be in love with Mike. She doesn't really have an individual character without including some characters besides her, like Mine and Cam, or even Scoot. She's not really enjoyable. Every time Mike does the MPD switch, she acts whiny and mad for Mike's issues. I shouldn't have said that. And it annoys me. This is just what I see on Zoe. I don't really hate her that much. I would agree that she is slightly bland and she does slightly rely on Mike and Cameron too much, but I don't think this is an unpopular opinion at all. I think Zoe is pretty... I think a lot of people say Zoe is pretty bland, and I would say she's more of a controversial character more than popular or unpopular, so... I do like Zoe in Revenge of the Island, but I'm not sure if that's just because I don't like the cast that much in general, and I'm kind of forced to like her because she stays around for so long, but I don't know. I did like her in Revenge of the Island. All Stars is obviously a different story. I don't like Ella. Like Zoe, I just don't get the hype. She's a punching bag for Sugar, just for the writers to show Sugar's the villain. Other than that, Ella is just gullible. I don't like her being a Disney princess. Some interactions were funny, but some are just bad. I mean, she had interactions with like 2 people, so I don't know which ones are bad. But yeah, I disagree. I like Ella. I think she is good comedic relief, and I think there is actually some more hidden depth to her character than you might realize, and I think she's kind of important to the story as well, which is cool, because in another season, she might just be a first boot or second boot, something like that. But I actually do like Ella, so I'd have to disagree. Ella does get hype. Definitely not as much as Dawn, but yeah, she definitely does get a little bit of hype, so I guess this would be a little bit unpopular. Max and Scarlett's dynamic. Brilliant opinion. I agree so much. No, but anyways, Max is an annoying character, and Scarlett, before Scarlet Fever, is like the polar opposite of him. Their personalities made their interactions with each other funny. Max makes Scarlett I can't speak. Max makes Scarlett his sidekick, while Scarlett is doing everything for him. It's just a funny dynamic. Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure if this is unpopular. I think a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, I don't know. Actually, no, I'm talking about I actually don't see many people talk about their dynamic. If they do, it's kind of just like a neutral thing. Like they're giving a report on a topic they don't care about. Yeah, see, I've been doing school too much. But yeah, I agree. I like their interactions a lot. And Max is an annoying character. Is so true, but in the best way possible, because I do think he's funny. And his voice acting is really good. So I would agree with this. Leonard is him. I honestly, I kind of have to agree. I don't think he's like the best ever, but I don't like the Pacateo cast that much, which is a popular opinion, even though I like Sugar. But Leonard, I would put like above like Sky and Dave and Beardo and Topher and stuff like that. So I do think Leonard's pretty funny, and like when people review Pacateo and they're being like it's like they're doing a negative review video of Pacateo, they're like, they act so angry towards Leonard's entire existence, and I'm like, let the boy think he's a wizard, like let him do it. Like, well, he just couldn't do it because Dave didn't believe. It's all Dave's fault, not Leonard's. So yeah, I would have to agree that Leonard is him. Josh the King, we agree. You are a king. I loved Scarlett's build up and reveal. It's the kind of batshit cartoon insanity I want out of this show. All right, this is a lot to tackle. First of all, I'd want to, even though this isn't like the meat and potatoes of the opinion, it's the kind of batshit cartoon insanity. I agree that Total Drama should be cartoony. I think Total Drama Island is a product of its time, and I do love the laid back atmosphere, but I don't think they can do that today. I just don't think it would work, even though it's really cool. So, I really like that with the reboot, they didn't shy away from not having like zany, wacky, like crazy characters, because there's tons of crazy characters in the reboot, because, you know, the Pacateo cast gets so much flack for being too wacky, but I don't think them being wacky is the problem. Like, Sky, Dave, Jasmine, Sean, those are like the 4 main characters, and I don't like them. I don't like them that much. They're like mid at best. So I think that's the problem, is the main characters that are slightly more normal. And I like Sugar, so that's fine. I don't think the wackiness was a problem. But, see, I like that they didn't shy away from it in the reboot. They didn't like try and make Oh, I'm choking. Sorry. They weren't like, oh, let's make all the characters like really normal. Like there's characters like Axel and Scary Girl and Z and even Emma to an extent where they're just kind of crazy, and I love that. So I do think that the show should have batshit cartoon insanity. But I like Scarlet to build up, and I don't like the reveal. Even though I'm okay with the cartoony stuff, I think they did go overboard with Scarlet trying to literally kill everyone on the island. Like, I think it was too much, and I think her build-up of slowly being like, okay, I hate Max, and I'm revealing my true self. I think you still could have had Scarlet be like antagonistic, obviously, but not even like sneaky. Like, just have her be a bitch. Just have her be a little bit crazy, a little bit psychopathic, but have her not literally kill people, and then have her stay in the game longer. Because, you know, her revealing herself to be evil, and then she gets eliminated, and it's just sad. So I do like the build-up, I just don't like the reveal, and I guess that kind of ruins the build-up as well. But so I guess you could say I half agree, I don't know. But your opinion is trash. Just kidding. I love you, John. Also, Blainley is a hilarious character, and I live for how ridiculous her addition into the show is. Yeah, I like just got done with watching World Tour again, binging it, because I'm a YouTuber now, okay? I'm a total drama YouTuber. I have to have the facts, and I have to be right. So yeah, I totally agree. She was even funnier than I remembered, and I actually really did like her addition into the show. The only thing I don't like about it is I kind of wish they brought Noah back, because I think it could give him some more screen time, and I think he would actually kind of have some vengeance to get on Alejandro, although he's still getting eliminated. So I wish both of them came back, especially because I think there's like a non-elimination in there. Okay, I just burped. That's cute. So yeah, I would definitely agree with this. Blainley gets too much hate. Like, people call her useless, and it's like, but she's so funny. Like, she's funny, okay, let her be funny. The line delivery is perfect, definitely. Alright. Oh, we only have 2 left, look at that. Next is Scorpion Stinger, a Discordian. I never minded reward non-elimination episodes. Yeah, me too. I mean, most of the time they get hate in Total Drama Action. But I don't think the problem is necessarily that the reward like challenges exist, but more so that it drags the season on because there's so few characters and so many episodes. If that makes sense. Like, it's like, why? Okay, just click that. But yeah, it's like the season's fault. Like the season's episode count fault, and not necessarily the fact that there are non-eliminations in the first place. But yeah, Total Drama Action, like One Flew Over the Cuckoos, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, and Get a Clue are some of my favorite episodes, and they're non-elimination, so there were definitely non-elimination episodes in Action that were really good. And then in World Tour, they don't really bother me because there's still plenty of eliminations and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say I have to agree for the most part. Next one is World Tour is good. I'm sorry, good. But its many flaws, especially in the middle portion, make me drag it down a couple placements. I completely disagree because World Tour is still my favorite season, and if anything, I think the beginning is what's at fault. Most people say, if they are critiquing World Tour, they would say the middle portion is bad because, oh, the love triangle, and oh, blah, blah, blah. But I think that once the love triangle hits, it actually gets way more interesting. I don't mind the love triangle. That might be in another Unpopular Opinions video. I think it's All-Star's fault for ruining the stories, not World Tour. I think All-Star should have just tied everything up, but it didn't, because it sucks. But yeah, I think World Tour is problems, I would say, after, and I just watched it, so, and I was like keeping track of like who the best and worst characters were in every episode, and really trying to dig deep into it, cite my sources and stuff like that, MLA format. But yeah, I think World Tour is kind of more boring in the beginning, because the best thing about World Tour is Alejandro and Heather's rivalry. Obviously, pretty much everyone can agree with that, and it like really starts to get going later on more than early on. And Alejandro, I think, is more boring in the beginning, actually, because he doesn't interact with Heather as much, and he doesn't start to show more of his flaws. So he's just kind of a hot guy who just gets everyone eliminated. But he gets better though, and I like that he is like that in the beginning. But I do think World Tour is just more boring in the beginning. So I actually think it, yeah. And I don't mind anything to do with the love triangle. I think all of it was completely fine. I'm fine with the characters being morally ambiguous. It gave something for Alejandro and Heather to dance around, and it made the game really interesting. Even Gwen. Gwen has like never tried to form an alliance in her life, and she was trying to form an alliance to vote off Courtney, so it was fine. So I completely disagree with this one. Courtney should have been in action from the start. I really don't know how I feel about this, because I think her reveal is super cool. I guess she was there from the beginning. Yeah, I really don't know. If she was there from the beginning, it would like... there would be more of a villain throughout the entire season, but then Justin would kind of get pushed aside, maybe. Yeah, so I really, I can't even say anything about that. I don't know if she should have been in the start. Yeah, I do like her reveal, and she was funny in like one aftermath, so that was the thing. Axel and Emma should kiss. I mean, what do I have to disagree with? I mean, we all want that, don't we? This is what we're dreaming of. This is a meme. I'm so tired. I'm like, sorry. Let me take a drink. Let me take a sip. All right, we're back. Last one is Sneak. L-Sai Sneak. And he was the first one, and I chuckled at so many of his. So Duncan should have stolen Zoe from Mike and All-Stars. I don't know why I'm laughing so much. I can't get through a video without laughing. Like, seriously, it's a problem. But tell me why this is kind of a crack opinion, but I kind of agree with it. I almost agree with it. Like, All-Stars is already a train wreck. Like, if you're not going to change anything about it, might as well change this. Like, if you can't change anything else. Because Duncan and Zoe have chemistry, and Duncan needs to rizz Zoe up, and Mike... I don't know. This is like a toxic thing to say, but you know what? I'm like, whatever. All-Stars is already a mess. Just do it. Duncan versus Mal was the best possible finale for All-Stars. I mean, it definitely would have been cool if they, like, built it up more, because Duncan knows him from Juvie, apparently. But that didn't get used for anything interesting. But yeah, I disagree, because Duncan has already won a season, and I don't want a two-time winner, and if there is going to be a two-time winner, it should be Gwen or Heather, not Duncan. And I don't know. I actually don't know what the best possible finale for All-Stars would be, but I wouldn't say Duncan Mal. Maybe, like, Courtney Zoe? I don't know. It just kind of sucks. You'd have to, like, completely rewrite it. Priya should not have forgiven Millie. Well, I'm a Millie simp, obviously, so I completely disagree. I mean, Millie obviously went behind her back and said nasty things, and that was wrong, but at the same time, whatever Millie was writing was about her parents was probably absolutely 100% true. It was probably true. So, I mean, if Priya didn't forgive Millie, we would be dragging it out into next season, and I do not want that bullshit in my season 2. So I would disagree with that completely. And I think the moment where they reconcile is beautiful. But I know Sneak from Discord, and I know that he hates Millie, so that's gonna, you know. But leave my fat queen alone, like, leave Lizzo alone. Ripper x Julia is the best TD23 ship. Tell me why I almost agree with this, because, like I said in my prediction video, I was like, Ripper and Julia, like, getting a ship, that would be so gross, but I'm also like, wait, that would cook. Like, you can't tell me that wouldn't cook. I'm sighing at what I just said, but you can't lie, it would be so good. Yeah, I really don't have anything to say about that. If they actually make this happen, it'll be so funny. And it would, like, humble Julia, because Julia would be like, oh, I can't believe I'm with someone who's ugly. And Ripper's like, wow, Julia, like, she's, like, I'm really lowering down my level to be with her, and it would just be funny. I think there would be a lot of funny interactions. And they could be like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to have a villain couple, too. Because we had Heather and Alejandro, but they never, like, teamed up to be a villain couple. They just, like, fought against each other. So, yeah, okay, I actually do want to see that now. Next one, RR was pretty boring since there were no vote-offs. Yeah, I agree. I've seen, Action, World Tour, and Ridonculous Race are the ones I have watched this year, like, in the past 2-3 months, maybe. So I, like, remember them a lot. And I do agree it's really boring. Ridonculous Race is pretty popular, so maybe I should put that in my unpopular opinions video and discuss it more with an actual script, so I'm not just rambling about bullshit. But yeah, I do think it's boring. Every challenge, you know, it's like a race to the finish. There's too many non-eliminations. There's that random double elimination. I actually don't care that much about most of the teams. I think a lot of them are kind of middling. Not mid, because that's too much of a buzzword. They're just middling. So yeah, I would agree. And there's no vote-offs. So, you know, that's really all I have to say. The boy trio did nothing wrong to Harold in TDI. I'm watching TDI right now. I don't know if I even mentioned that before in the video, but so the first time they start bullying him is like because he's leaving his dirty underwear around on the floor, and he would not own up to it and not fix his mistakes. So I agree that they, like, it was a little bit mean, but, like, it got him to stop, right? Like, that was justified then. But I think episode 12, I think or maybe episode 11, I have no idea what episode, But they just keep bullying him, even though he supposedly already fixed himself. So yeah, that's wrong. They should have left him alone after that. I'm not sure if DJ does anything. I think it's just Jeff and Duncan. So maybe DJ was like, okay, I'll stop bullying the nerd. Yeah. So I would agree they didn't do anything wrong in the first half, but after Harold was taught his lesson about not leaving his dirty laundry around, hey, that's like a double entendre. Yeah, they shouldn't have done it after that. Wow, that was a really good response. Anyways, all right, second to last one. Here we go. Alejandro isn't that evil. His romantic side shows how he is actually a decent dude outside the game, and he shows concern for the other players, unlike the other antagonists. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this because they definitely treat him as like the most evil dude of all time. But especially in All Stars, I feel like he was really chill, and like he really does care for Heather genuinely. And yeah, we don't know what he's like outside of the game. He could be just as manipulative. But yeah, I could definitely actually see him being not a bad guy outside the game. So I do agree with that one. Last one, Sammy is a bitch. I don't... How am I supposed to respond to that? I don't know what context that's supposed to... Like, bitch isn't like little bitch, like she's a little bitch. Because she is. But is she a bitch for, like, trying to poison her sister with the apple? No. Like, Amy... That bitch Amy deserved it. I am a Sammy and Amy apologist. I actually do like them as characters, and I think they could have been really good if it was brought more attention. Same thing with Scarlet, like Pacateo Island. I honestly think my two main problems with it are Amy, Sammy, and Scarlet being wasted potential, and all the main characters, I just don't like them. Like, Sean and Jasmine are really popular in this season, but I think their relationship is asinine. Like, I really don't care about any of their stupid relationship problems, and I don't really like Sean's gimmick. Yeah. Anyways, back to Sammy. I mean, if you mean bitch isn't like mean girl, I don't know why she would be. I mean, girl is really insecure and she needs to work on her problems, but I wouldn't say she's a bitch necessarily. So yeah, Sammy's a bitch. I disagree with it. I think, I don't know. If it means like a little bitch, I mean, yeah, Sammy's a little bitch. Like, let's be honest. Like, she needs to, like, her and her sister are like the exact same person. Like, just like bitch smack her. But I would really like to know what their home life is like, because their parents must treat Amy better somehow. I don't know. They have a fetish for moles or something. I don't know. All right. Now that's the end of my video. Let me know in the comments if this was an entertaining video. I was kind of off the rails this entire time. Like, it's midnight, and I think I spent like 30 minutes on this video, so this was a really long video. But anyways, I don't have to do much editing, so that's good. So I hope you guys subscribe if you watch this video, and have a good night.